Hey, this is Joel with American Giants. I thought for this Sunday's video we would talk a little bit about American Giants restorations and kind of go through the history of that, how it started, and where it is today. American Giants restoration really was kind of another chapter of American Giants. And American Giants I started in 2012, and I started the YouTube videos and just kind of tinkering around, fun little hobby with muffler men, and it just kept growing. Still here today, and now we have the museum in Atlanta, Illinois, and involved in lots of sales of muffler men and transport and restoration and YouTube videos and social media and all the historical research and finding giants occasionally and all this kind of stuff. That's all American Giants. Around 2014, 2015, that was our first restoration, and it was the Morton's Gap, Kentucky, 14-foot muffler man. And this guy was just a muffler man that I went and found because of a tip on Roadside America, and I asked the owners if I could borrow it and bring it back restored. We didn't know what we were doing. No, help me, help me. I got this thing back. I was like pressure washing it. I didn't know what to do with a muffler man. But the backstory of American Giants restoration is that there was a group of guys I worked with in my regular job in Southern Illinois, principally Michael Yunkin and Will Worf. And these two guys, and Adamar Neto was also involved in the beginning there. And these guys really helped me with the restoration. So these guys really jumped in and learned the fiberglass trade. Neto had painting skills. Will was great with welding and also with paint. Sanding. Michael became our fiberglass fabricator and really taught himself the art of fiberglass and did a fantastic job. And so this really launched us, and we restored that Morton's Gap muffler man. We ran a Kickstarter. Some of you remember helping us with that, and we returned that giant to that donkey pasture hillside overlooking the interstate in Kentucky there, and that was our first restoration, and that really put us on the map with restorations. Nobody was really restoring muffler men at the time, and so we did videos on him. And then next was Lake of the Ozarks, Chief Bagnell. They approached us, Iguana Group approached us on restoring him, and he was our second restoration. And that one I did a lot of videos on, and we really focused on how we restored him, and we were still perfecting the art of restoration at that time. That's also when we met Kurt Robinson, who does all our paint jobs for us, and the connection of myself with the video part and being a historian on the Giants and knowing how to use a sander coupled with Michael's skills and Will's skills, and then adding Kurt Robinson, the painter, to the mix really created American Giants restoration. The combination of all that was kind of magical. That giant was done and everyone was super happy, and we kind of started to pride ourselves in doing very high quality restorations on the muffler men. I mean, yes, you can go to Walmart and buy some paint and slap it on over old fiberglass and peeling paint, and we've seen all kinds of quote unquote restorations, but we really wanted to do high-end stuff, and so that's what American Giants restorations became. We kept doing restorations. We went on to do Howard Huge. He was a former muffler man that we pulled out of Maine, and we brought him back and restored him and set him up down in Texas. I then found the Unaroa girl in Winter Park, and we brought her back to the shop and restored her completely, and she's now in Dallas, Georgia. I went to Canada and I found the muffler man up there in the junkyard that was totally in pieces, and we brought him back. We had a lot of help on that one from Mark Klein, who we also still work closely with today. And but then we brought him back for some paint job, and we set him up and did the transport and set up on him up in Troy, Wisconsin at Gus's Drive-In. Michael and I pulled out a Muffler Man in 2016 out of Clinton, Wisconsin, out of an old defunct campground. And so we also eventually got around to restoring him, and he got fully restored and ended up at a lumber yard in Kentucky. We then went back to Lake of the Ozarks and got the Snurd that was at Lake of the Ozarks in storage, and we fully restored him and took him back. He has yet to be set up as of this video, but I think he's going to go up this spring finally. So that's another American Giants restoration. Then I went to Grants Pass, Oregon, and I got a 14-foot bunion there that I didn't purchase him, but he was purchased by some friends of mine from New Jersey, some Muffler Man collectors, and they hired us to do his restoration. He actually came to Colorado and got almost fully sanded by myself here, and now he's at the American Giants he went to the American Giants restoration shop in Illinois, and he will probably get completed in 2024 or 2025. And then the last restoration for American Giants is the current Texaco Big Friend that came out of Pahrump that Neto and I picked up and went to the American Giants shop, and has sat in storage for years, but now it's going to the American Giants Museum. So the guys are literally right now feverishly working to get him restored. American Giants Restorations has also done a lot of little stuff, a lot of transportations. We helped with Buck Adams. We transported them down there and did the internal on him and helped set him up. We did the Sherman Cowboy, took him out to California. Let's see, they just did the internal section for structure for Spock, a lot of internal structures. And there's a lot of little side jobs we've done over the years. So then we come up all the way until 2023, and this is when I really kind of rethought through American Giants Restorations. And the way it worked was you would contact me with the job, and then I would talk to the guys in Illinois and subcontract them to do the work. And so everything would run through American Giants LLC, but it was all subcontracted through the guys in Illinois who did not have a name. And basically, in 2023, Michael Youngkin and I sat down together and we had this big old long chat, and we kind of discussed everything. And I just felt it was time to make everything a little more simple. He was doing the work. I didn't have a lot of control over certain things like his personal timeline and work schedule. So I just felt it was really time for him to work directly with customers instead of me being the middleman and having, in some situations, very little control. Now we have Regiant. In 2024, we have a new company called Regiant. It's Michael's company. There is no falling out between, me and the guys in Illinois. We work very closely together. So a lot of times when you come to me and you have questions about Muffler Man restoration, I still know a lot of things, have a lot of experience from all this, but I'm pitching things to the guys in Illinois to Regiant to do. There's a giant behind me here that I'm going to be working on myself. Yeah, technically that could be American Giants Restorations. But everything from now on is going to be Regiant. So we will work very closely with Regiant. You can still contact us or contact them or whatever. We all work hand in hand. Regiant is the new company. I myself do not do restorations anymore. So if you want to have a restoration, I do transport once in a while. So when a transport job comes in, Michael and I will talk, and sometimes it makes more sense for me to transport it. Sometimes, so American Giants could do it. Sometimes Regiant will do it. It just depends on the situation. So feel free to reach out to me on stuff like that. But as far as the restorations proper, that's now going to get all pitched over to Regiant. They were involved in the Gemini Giant that just came down. They're going to be doing some other big friends this year. They are going to be restoring a bunch of my Giants they still have at the shop in the future. So I just wanted to do this video about the changes that are happening and kind of be clear and transparent on what's happening. So They're going to start their own social media as well as a YouTube channel, so you'll want to be sure and follow that. In fact, today is the first day that they're coming out with their first video, and it's really a behind-the-scenes, more in-depth look at the Gemini Giant takedown. So we were all watching that happen. I'll put a link to the description below, and click on that, subscribe to them, follow them. They're going to kind of carry all the restoration side of the videos, and I'll continue doing what I do with all the historical stuff. And there'll be some crossover, of course. I'll still be happy to talk about some of the restorations they do, especially when it's my Giants. But, you know, American Giants kind of covers all things Muffler Men and Muffler Man news. We also have the Patreon page where I'm dumping a lot of extra stuff in there, so be sure to check that out if you like extra videos and extra research and extra content. But check out Regiant in Illinois and enjoy their video on the Gemini Giant today.